what's up, everyone? It's Monday, April 20th, 8 p.m., which means it's time for 3 Drink Minimum. I am Frank, and I'm joined by the beautiful and faux gingered Chrissy Mayo.
Oh, that's me. Hi, welcome. Happy 420.
Happy 420. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's got to be like a CP thing again.
He's late again.
He's late. But sitting in the crimson sweatshirted Chris Robinson.
Yes.
Don't get too comfortable over there.
Yeah, I'm getting really comfortable because I had to do laundry, so I had to choose a different hoodie. So
you almost blend into the wall to your
so
left,
should
by the way.
should I take it off?
Or
Is it too soon to
move
take
the
it
camera
off?
because maybe it's like green screen.
It's too soon. Is it too soon?
Keep it on. Keep it on.
No. I gotta take it off.
Yeah.
So now when JC comes in, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like just get up immediately? You're gonna make him physically get you out of that seat?
Listen. I'm white. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do best. We take things over, so I'm gonna stay right here. He's gonna have to fight for it.
Ooh.
I have a feeling
He'll definitely win. I won't put up much resistance, but I'll still fight for it.
All right, the fighting is important.
Is he here already?
Here. Well, good.
Damn it!
Thank
no.
God. Thank God.
No, I said I gotta fight for it. I just said. No, it wasn't
JC
bombing.
just walked in.
He's not on time. He's in time.
Oh boy.
That's all that matters.
How many hacky
Oh,
He
look how
just
fast he ran
started.
away.
how many CP time jokes have been made?
Just one. We really
One,
just said
just
one.
one.
Fucking cocksucker.
We have one per minute. One CP joke per minute. You're like a minute late, so you're cool. We were just introducing him. We were just talking about that this is like 420, or in the studio, it's the Delta Day. Jason, do you know what came out today?
I don't even know what date it is. Where
It's
are
420. Time to get crunked.
really 420? Holy shit!
But do you know what else happened today?
I have no idea what's going on in the world.
Okay, in the Zadelza world, they released a new 10-second song.
Oh, that's big news.
Yeah, Anthony did Rap God in 40 styles.
Damn.
Rap God by Eminem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Wow.
It's pretty insane.
Now we all know how good at cunnilingus he is.
Oh, I gotta see this. Is it really good? Have you?
It's really good. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it like at noon. It came out at noon. I watched it like 12:03.
Ooh.
How did you know that it came out that fast?
They've been promoting it. They've been talking about it.
That's interesting.
No, you didn't talk about it?
Nope.
There was a post about it coming. Wait, am I wrong?
We knew there was a new song coming
It just
out.
sounds like you are riding Zadal's cock right now, like really big
Listen,
time.
I'm a fan of what that man can do.
But
And also a
12:03 when
fan
they
of 10 seconds.
Yeah,
when
I
they
am
released
too now.
it.
Shit.
Notification.
Oh, there's a notification he gets. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Wow,
So that happened. That happened today.
that is exciting. Okay.
Let's see what. The couch. The couch. Now joining Chris Robinson on the couch, Mr. Chris Vaccarelli.
We didn't
is
do
here.
introductions yet.
You just
Oh, there's JC, everybody.
Yeah, JC is here.
We were waiting on
Chris Vaccarelli, baby.
Chris, how are you, man? Welcome back.
Very good.
This is your second appearance on the show.
Yep.
How's it feel?
Feels like the first one.
Now something special is happening this week.
Yes.
What's happening this week?
1 year anniversary show.
Aw.
Oh, look at that.
Aw, look at
Don't
you.
clap for that. Don't clap. It's 1 year.
It's so cute, though.
It's not cute. It's 1 year.
It's adorable, is what it is.
Don't clap
You
for
have to
that.
celebrate
I haven't stuck with
things.
anything
he's
for
not a-
over a year.
Yeah.
He looks like a baby, but he's not a baby. Like his face, kind of.
I think people are still amped up because of the heckler's mic last night. This is a little bit of the evil that I've been seeing online. People are nasty today. I don't think that's necessary. I think we should congratulate him because a year is a big deal.
Yeah.
He didn't give up.
That's right, Chris.
You know
Good
how
job.
Spend a year doing meth.
I can think of people in our area that gave up in a week, a month.
I almost
6
gave
months.
up my first show when I lost this motherfucker here.
Who, Chris Robinson?
Chris,
Oh, you guys had a contest?
Almost gave up.
That was my
I didn't-
first show ever.
I didn't do a good enough job if he almost gave up.
That's right. I only had 2 days to prepare, so
That's all right.
you
Wow.
should have been nervous.
Good for you, Chris.
Now,
That's good.
Vaccarelli is selling it short. He's so excited. He made T-shirts for
Yeah, let's
everybody.
not even.
Well,
He made his
So
own
much,
T-shirt,
alright.
Please.
and then he made a second edition, which I'm wearing. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And yeah, he made a flyer. I hope you can see.
Yeah, everyone look at Frank's
Chris
chest.
Vac, 1 year anniversary, Broadway comedy. And then in the back, it's all of his social media where you can pretend to follow him.
Frank, you're doing a great.
It looks like
you're
the back
doing a
of the
great
chair.
job.
I don't give a fuck.
I'll have
Whatever.
people
I gave him
follow
a
me.
nice
So
plug. That's all I care
That's
about.
All shirts come with VD.
Oh shit.
The one I was gonna give you came with cum stains on it. But
I wasn't gonna wear it either way. I was gonna reject your shirt. I'm just wearing a plain black shirt that has all of my tour dates.
All right, Chris, calm down.
Oh, that's funny.
I love white on white.
I made fun of myself, and you guys
I
still
got it.
thought I
It's
gratifying.
You guys still thought I was making fun of him. I like that. I like that. It's nice.
Chris, how do you feel after a year, man?
good. You know, I'm happy with where I am.
What's your favorite show that you've done so far? Can you pick one out in particular that sticks out?
He only wants to hear a Noma show. by the
No.
way.
I'm not trying to.
Trying to think of a number.
There should,
not fishing.
No,
Oh,
there
the
should be
Ramada
one
Inn.
in December, motherfucker. That stuck out.
I mean, definitely playing Levity was cool. You know, everybody here knows, playing that.
Yeah, it's a big
Levity
deal.
is a great stage.
Pretty cool.
A dirty show that actually kind of catered to your type of humor. Did you do that at all in the
Yes,
past
I
year?
think so. Yeah, I think it was in Paulie's in Pleasantville. Me and JC.
What kind
did a
of
little-
piece of shit co-producer are you? Can you plug the,
terrible.
like your first show you should have said was the Triple X show in December. I don't understand how you couldn't have said anything else.
Listen, Levity's. Bill will find out.
I would say fuck
Wednesday?
Levity, but I am not in that position.
No, the Triple X show was good.
I love
that. Was
Levity.
great.
That was a very fun show.
I love that Triple X
Especially,
show. That was
I didn't
great.
have to worry about what to say or anything like that.
Do you feel like often you have to be careful what you say still?
No, not at all.
No.
I
Okay.
say whatever I want. I'm trying. I'm getting a little better.
So what's the goal? Are you gonna? What's the goal for the second
for
year?
Friday,
One
for
more
Friday.
year.
For Friday, I dropped the
One more
dildo
year,
bit.
that's it.
I dropped the dildo bit. I'm trying to get a little cleaner.
You dropped the dildo, or you dropped the dildo bit?
Yeah, I don't really.
You brought one on stage?
Well, you dropped it as in you mean.
Well,
Chrissy
the
does
only
that all the
time
time.
the only
and-
time
Yeah,
I
that's my bit.
The only time I was on stage with a dildo was that first show with Chris.
Oh.
I don't even want to
Are you saying
know.
that Chris can fit in your whole vagina?
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Wait a minute, Chris. You have a bit where you bring a dildo
No,
on stage?
no. I was just
where I
yes-anding.
talk about a girl who had a huge dildo and I felt inadequate. After
Gross. I don't even own a dildo.
Well, she could have split this one with you.
I'm
that's
not
for
some
sure.
kind of animal. Oh, no, wait, here it is. Oh, no, it's a lava lamp. Damn it, I can't.
It stays warm.
That's been
for you.
used before.
That's why it's sticky.
I bet you that's been in places it shouldn't be.
Who?
Gypsy's nodding yes.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
wow. I'm curious.
What
now.
happened to that lava lamp?
I don't want to know. Let's jump to some comedy 101. Chrissy, what do you got for some comedy
Ooh,
101? Do you have
today-
any topics?
Yeah, today I think we should talk about stealing jokes. I know this isn't like a, obviously if a civilian would be like, oh, stealing jokes, they could put two and two together, but I think it's an important thing to discuss because, and it's fitting that, like, you've been doing comedy 1 year, Chris. When I was around 1 or 2 years in, I had a joke where someone came up to me and was like, Jamie Lee has a very similar joke to you. And I was like, oh my God, because I definitely didn't copy her joke. I didn't even, know who she was or her material. So I was like, oh no. And it was this joke that I do. You guys have probably heard it before. It was like, it's like, oh, do the carpets match the drapes? No, I have hardwood floors. Something like that. And I guess Jamie Lee had a similar one, and then somebody was like, oh my God, did you steal her joke? Or like, do you know, they didn't accuse me of stealing, but they're like, do you know that she has one very similar? And so I was like, but it taught me, like, okay, yeah, a lot of people are going to have same brain. That doesn't mean you're stealing jokes. But then you see some people who legitimately do steal material, like, the more... I find it more common with, like, when you're on the road and, like, away from New York City, like, further out. Further past the tri-state area, you hear people, like, you're like, that's definitely, like, that sounds like a Dane Cook joke, like, so you do hear it more, comics, borrowing other comics material, but not so much in New York City.
He has,
Oh,
he
I
has
don't know, somebody
solid
brand
jokes.
new,
Oh, God.
I
Here we
like
go.
Dane Cook.
Isn't
too.
Dane Cook
yeah,
accused of
Chris
stealing?
Robinson loves Dane
J-
Cook.
with Louis C.K.
Does?
He accused of stealing his hit by a vehicle joke.
So it's like, what-
yes, whichever one.
What differentiates where does same brain stop and stealing a joke begin?
Yeah, because is it the premise though? Because you could say,
premise, everything's been
Tinder is a topic that's now
Yeah.
every comic has a Tinder joke.
I don't.
a lot of comics have a Tinder joke.
Got to get on that, Chrissy.
So
Gotta get
does that
on.
mean that everyone that has a Tinder joke is stealing, or if it goes in the direction of I swiped right too many times type of premise?
It's who heard it first, kind of like if you said something and I heard it from you first, then I've associated that joke with you, and then if I hear it from Chrissy, I'm like, whoa, Chrissy stole Frank's joke. It's kind of like that. Not that Frank ever does jokes, but
Although if you look at exact wordage, like I was at a show this weekend where like Frank and I looked at each other like, is that somebody else's joke? Not because of the topic. The topic was bodegas. A lot of people have bodega jokes, but we were like, wait a minute. This person said like exactly it's like cramming a Walmart into a closet.
Yeah.
I think if you do the
And we're
punchline,
like, huh.
And then he talked about
If you do
cats
a
being
punchline,
there, and then there were 3 tags in that one joke that were almost identical to another comic that we both have worked with
Yeah.
quite a bit.
So we were like, hmm?
It was definitely, but
What show was it?
it was at Rutgers.
Mm-hmm. College.
Interesting.
The university.
I felt like you had more to say on that, JC.
I asked a question.
No, but the way you took it back, it looked like you were about to.
Well, I went to Rutgers University.
You
and,
did?
I do know a couple of Did you perform at Rutgers?
I did. I was hosting a sorority fundraiser comedy show.
Was this Alan Finn was on the show, wasn't he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there was a couple people performing at Rutgers this weekend that I know about. But whatever. I mean, that's it is what it is.
JC, we talked about this last night. You want anything to say? We talked about
I don't
jokes.
know. I mean, I think what Chrissy said was very. I mean, it's absolutely right. She covered it. There's really not much to add.
You got it. man.
Carlos Mencia is accused of stealing
Absolutely,
jokes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Chris, do you know more about it?
Yeah, he stole Bill Cosby joke like almost verbatim.
Really?
Yeah, just kind of twisted, maybe like 1 or 2 things. But if you are familiar with it, it's the football joke, which I don't remember exactly 100% too much, but it's basically.
You put the football in the jello pudding.
but did Carlos Mencia ever rape anybody?
No, but wait a minute. That's not the only person he was accused of. He was accused of stealing from a lot of people.
But the joke is something like a football joke, like it's like a football player is getting asked, like interviewed by somebody, and he says like, he's basically going like, oh, my dad taught me everything, like my dad did everything, and then like the guy's like, oh, who do you want to thank? My mom. And it's just like it goes longer into. What's up? You know the joke?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I know Carlos Mencia basically did it. But
They
that's
also accused him of stealing from Ari Shafir with the immigration joke about if we kick all the Mexicans out, who's going to build the fucking border or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
That comes from Ari Shafir. And they had a big thing on it with Joe Rogan. No one ever saw this. It got like 10, 15 million views. Joe Rogan. He actually goes right to Carlos Mencia's face on a show that Carlos Mencia was on and confronts him directly face to face.
That's fucking
And
cool.
that is how you call out a heckler. I hate to say, I mean not a heckler,
Steeler.
thief.
someone who's thief. You either do it, Chrissy said early in the show, which is you say, hey, someone has a joke just like this. These are the boom, 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 just so you know. Or you call them out like that or yell out a punchline. Or you blow that shit up on the internet and give facts and evidence. That's how you
depends.
point out someone is stealing.
It
So,
depends, yeah. Like an in-your-face method like that is good for somebody who should know better.
It needs to be
Who would
confronted.
him.
It
Yeah.
needs to be confronted with facts and evidence.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
have it?
Ooh, we're
You
gonna
have
pull
it?
it up.
This was so awkward, though.
I'm somebody important enough that he had to end the show by saying Carlos Mencia. That's who I am.
Carlos meant steal it.
You don't know that nobody supports us. You don't know that nobody. If someone
No.
steals a riff from a song, that shit's in the news constantly. Motherfuckers steal shit and make it on HBO. They steal shit, they put it on television. What are you saying?
You say that
Comedy
you're
stores.
acting like a little bitch.
What is Comedy Store equivalent
Yes.
to in New York?
They're not agreeing
Cellar?
with you. They don't even know what the
Okay.
fuck I do.
This is
They don't even know
to
what the
call
fuck I
someone
do.
out in this venue
They
is
don't know shit.
extremely.
You just talk shit. It's easy to say
Yeah,
you steal
bullshit.
shit.
Yeah,
I could say you steal shit, but I don't, because I'm not a little bitch.
Oh my God.
No,
Oh,
let
it
me
gets
tell you
crazy.
what I think. I think that
Wow.
You
every
should have
time
the
you open your
viewers
mouth and talk about me,
watch
I
it at
think that
another
you're
time.
secretly
Yeah.
involved.
You know, because even though this is obviously more interesting than this show,
Hey, no, it's
Hey,
Hey, I got some.
bring it up.
I'm
I
just
just
saying.
I just pulled up history of joke stealing. In the 1970s, Robin Williams was accused of stealing material from another comic. David Brenner confronted Robin Williams personally and threatened him with bodily harm if he heard Robin Williams say another one of his jokes.
Give me back my joke.
that's what you do.
What?
Well, Robin Williams had so much going out of his brain, so I could imagine that he could have just accidentally said something.
I've
that he
always said
overheard.
that. I've always said
Like-
that, but then again, he's also settled. Cash,
A lot of
cash
times
payments.
things are in your head, you don't even know where they came from. So
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
agree with that. Listen, I'm not.
Possible.
It is absolutely possible to be in that predicament, and that's why I say we check each other. Like you to just see, I hate to say this, but to accuse someone of stealing is like accusing someone of rape. Like it is.
You can't prove it.
It's an extremely
And you wanted
harsh
it.
thing to accuse someone of. You need to have facts. You need to make sure that you do it right. It needs to be done correctly. Or check somebody like, hey, maybe you weren't stealing, but this sounds a lot like such and such. Check them, and then but don't just yell out people are stealing. That's no. That's not-
unless they do
It's
it on
bold.
on a regular basis.
Has anyone got their joke stealing?
Exactly. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
If you see something one time, it's whatever. But if you see something like, oh, this guy's just stealing a fucking bit, dude.
Yeah, it's
got-
one thing
No,
to touch
it's-
off, but to stay on a long bit for like a period of time.
These are anyway.
I got something
Yeah.
else interesting.
Frustrating.
Same thing type of situation. Dennis Leary and Bill Hicks were friends for a long time.
Oh, Dennis Leary's another
you know about
one.
this?
Oh my, yes, hell yeah.
They were friends until Hicks heard his album No Cure for Cancer. Mm-hmm. He said that Leary stole not just his jokes, but his entire act and persona. And 3 other well-known comics who are anonymous also have bashed Dennis Leary for literally
Louis C.K.
stealing.
Louis C.K. talked about it as well.
He did?
Dennis Leary stole a joke from him as well.
No, not just jokes. Bill Hicks' entire stage persona and act.
Damn.
So what does that mean? Like, if someone goes up and they act like a Jerry Seinfeld type or something, does that mean they're stealing their persona, or is that their persona?
You know
You know,
what?
it's an act. So
They're a good actor. That's what that means. I mean, if you could.
I don't even want to say.
Like, if you go on
There's
stage-
so many
if you-
things going on in my mind, but I really can't even.
I've gotten a little bit angry if I see like a woman on stage like who dressed a certain way, and then I see her again and she dressed a little bit more like me. I go, but like then you're like, maybe check your ego, Mayor.
If someone
you know.
sounds like someone to the degree that it stops becoming a compliment and it becomes like, you actually, it sounds like you're trying to be like Sarah Silverman or something like that.
Right.
I'm sorry, that is theft. You have to bring it to the person's attention, and the person has to figure out if they want to continue in that course of action or try to be more like whatever they are. You know what I mean?
Like,
But when is it-
I wouldn't go on stage and rub my nipples like JC does. That would be like,
I do rub my nipples a lot.
now, what's the difference between saying somebody is like, oh, you ever seen that Nick Callis? I love Nick Callis. He reminds me
Right.
of Dane Cook on stage.
Yeah, you can have influences, people who inspire
But where
you.
does the influence line end and imitation begin? Where's that? Is it just a gray area, or is it a black and white
You
line?
gotta
that
mix
can-
in your own colors.
Yeah,
I guess I can like somebody's delivery or stage presence. I can like the way somebody does something, but like, yeah, you gotta make that you.
I have influences, but I just try not to. Like, these are guys that you grew up who inspired you to get into comedy. So you're gonna have influences that really influence you. But you can't.
So what would you guys do if you were accused of stealing a joke? Would you go back and really look into it, or would you just keep pushing through?
I'd tell that joke 3 more times with them present.
That's it. You wouldn't change
No,
it.
no.
Would you look into that person that they're saying you stole that joke from?
I wouldn't want to steal any joke from anybody.
No, but let's say you didn't do it. You weren't
but-
trying to steal, but they accused you of it.
Defend myself. What else is
I
there
don't
to
know.
do?
I don't. I'm not a
Like,
comic. I don't know.
Shoot back.
I would look into it.
Yeah, look
See
into
if
it.
it's similar.
Absolutely.
I would.
That happens a lot. Sometimes you have something in your head, you don't know where you got it from. And I know when I used to write the movie scripts, a lot of people didn't want to read other people's movie scripts because they didn't want that stuff
It's
in
true.
their head. So they might write something 2 years later,
It does affect it.
and it comes out. You know,
It
so
does
I
affect
guess
it.
it does happen. But if you're doing it deliberately, like Chrissy said, with the punchlines the same and stuff, yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah, I
like-
would look into it, and then like, if God forbid it was super similar, I would be like, all right, well, how can I? Obviously, if it's similar, it's because it's a shared experience. Like, I don't know, driving. Let's say I have a same driving-ish joke as somebody else, and if it's I'd be like, all right, how do I just make this Chrissy, or like, how do I add in some of my own personal weirdness to make this like different enough? You know, then I would maybe change it a little.
I guess what you could say is if like you are like that guy who I don't remember the name that you just said, but if he's is similar to Dane Cook, ask that dude to do a Dane Cook impression and see if he can change it up. Just be like, do a Dane Cook, and if he can't do it, then I guess maybe he's got to shift away from it and more and figure out whatever more. It takes a while, like 7 years to find your voice is like what most people say.
7 years.
7 years to find your comic voice.
I don't think that's true.
That's what most comics
That's
say.
what he's
it takes
hoping
that
for.
long.
I think that's
I
how
think
long
you're
it's going to take you to
misquoting.
reach puberty, Chris.
No, it was.
I know.
no.
I've heard
I
7.
thought your
I've
allergies
heard,
change every 7 years.
I've heard different milestones. I've heard 2 years, 7 years, and 10 years. Like I heard you start coming into your own. I don't. Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
I've heard
like
5
7
years.
7
yeah.
years is
I've
where
heard-
you're.
I have
like-
heard that figure 7 years, but finding your comic voice.
It's 7 years.
I don't know about that.
7 years is also an equation of how much mic time you get. So let's say if you get 5 minutes here and there, okay, that's one thing. But let's say you're in Europe where it's a little bit different, where Europe you're doing hour sets or something like that, where you're doing more time sooner, then you're going to build up that 7 years sooner than you would here.
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
It's-
You know,
I think
you got
it-
people
it's
who like.
fine.
I think it's different for everybody.
It's almost minute based. The more minutes you do, the quicker you're going to be able to get
You
there.
know, we've all seen
I don't
people
know,
out there
yeah.
for years,
Like-
and they're not where somebody else is, like a couple years into it. So
It
everybody's
might be
different.
true.
I think everybody's different.
I think when it becomes your
Uh.
no, whatever.
When it becomes
JC,
your
what's
what?
going on?
JC, what's going on? This is like the most give up you've ever
Yeah.
done.
I'm not. What?
Is it because I've sat in your seat? Is that what it is? Am I throwing off
Yeah,
your
you're
game?
conversationally flaccid right now.
Did you like how late was I don't have
Dude,
a
you were
watch.
like a minute late.
I don't
the
have
most.
a watch. I don't have a phone. I feel like I'm in the wilderness. So when I came in, I don't know how late I was, but did Chris tell the story about how he washed my feet with his with the oil of his I don't know, just anointing oil yesterday?
Really?
Did we get into that?
What?
No.
No, he
What?
was kissing me on the cheek.
Which
He-
Chris, first of
What?
all?
We're talking about Chris Robinson,
Oh, was it?
obviously.
It was-
Well, hold on. Okay, hold on. I gotta recall this
He
too.
cried on my shoulder. I thought I was Jesus, and he was Mary Magdalene. It was pretty crazy.
What do
Yeah,
you-
I definitely am trying to
Because
trying
he
to recall
said that.
everything.
Because he said that he thinks that I'm too harsh on him on the show.
Okay,
And
no,
he
that's
says
not
that-
what I said.
And he says
right.
that he doesn't think that we're friends, and that I treat him, and then I don't like him. And we had a moment, and it was really, I felt bad for him. I wanted to kind of, I don't know.
Is there bad blood right now?
Let's no.
I didn't know
Let's
what I
roll.
should do. I was like, oh, I've never been confronted by another man in this fashion. This isn't.
Aw.
Did it turn you on, JC? A little bit?
He definitely.
It
dude,
wasn't a turn on. I was
definitely
just,
got
I was
turned on.
surprised that the male species had evolved in such a,
Yeah.
a
So did you guys?
pussified manner.
So wait, let me understand. Let me
Yes, we
understand.
kissed and made up. We're good.
definitely-
Guys
Just
can
admit
have
up.
feelings.
Because now it's on the air and people have no idea. So you're saying that Chris felt attacked, or
Chris feels that I'm too mean to
you're
him.
too mean to him
Well,
generally
and
on the
thought,
air?
and he thought that I didn't like him, and I tried to explain to him that wasn't. No, of course not. That couldn't be. This is how we used to get down when I was young. We would get at each other.
This is not what he said off camera. I mean,
Really?
on
What did I-
camera.
what did I say
off
off
camera?
camera? What
Off
did I
camera,
say?
he was like, "Chris, I really don't like you," and then this is no. He said that. He's like, "Chris, I fucking hate your
You
guts.
should be used to that by now.
I want you to die the same way Robin
It's
Williams
really.
did."
It's
Oh my
interesting.
He said that.
God.
He said that.
It's really interesting how
so
different people
weird.
take cracks. When I was coming up, we would say the harshest, most disgusting things that we could say to each other, and it was all love. Like that's why I don't get really offended when people say fucked up jokes.
So you do like Chris, is what you're saying.
I have no reason not
So I have a
to
question.
like him.
If his life depended on it, would you suck his dick to completion?
No.
No. So you
Why does
don't
it gotta
care
be
I
about
wouldn't
completion?
do that.
That's gotta
Disgusting
be.
death.
That's gonna be like more than 20 minutes.
He could
so
die
it's
a
gonna be like a
disgusting
while.
death. And let me tell you something.
So you don't
Chris-
care about him.
And let me tell you something, Chrissy.
Yeah.
The fact that you go with somebody who would even say something like that it really speaks, unfortunately, for you. And you
I didn't
should
even
really
hear what he said.
check your life choices with the people you date because
All right.
this might not be a good decision.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Frank, would you suck my dick to completion if that was life
If he-
dependent on it?
No, I would let you die.
Thank
All right. So why would you ask him a question that you?
And I said I
Because
would
I
just
thought
let
maybe
you
he
die. I
likes
want to
you
go. I
more
want
than
that.
me.
I want that to go on record that I said.
Chris,
could
would you
die.
suck
if
my
you
dick
were
to
gonna
completion?
die-
I wouldn't even let you suck my dick.
Just out of all Gypsy, would you?
I wouldn't want you to. You know,
All right.
I,
The
Would
fact-
anybody suck Chris's
Hold
dick?
on. There's one more hope.
that
Chrissy.
Frank brought that up
if
is
you
a
were
red
going
flag.
to
That's all I'm
die,
saying.
I would do it because I don't want you to die.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Don't do that. He's gonna fake
But
it.
I would not want anyone around.
That's the first person that said they would suck my dick.
Because I've sucked people's dicks who I care about way less than you. So it's the least I can do.
For the win,
At least mine
everybody.
would be a charity
Chrissy
case.
Mayer.
But no,
The
my
win.
issue was more that it was just everywhere. Like you were just attacking me, or just not attacking me, but just kind of being a dick. Just a general,
General.
all
You
around.
realize that I am a dick.
360
That is
dick.
who I am.
Now, wait,
But-
are you talking like on the air and on shows, or you
Just-
mean personally?
Just it
No
seemed
cameras, no
like,
stage.
Like you felt like you were here,
Mm-hmm.
and
Are
everybody
you
else.
absolutely
Absolutely
not.
not.
Listen, I'm a
I'm
dick.
just-
Let me tell you. Let me just say this. I'm a fucking douchebag, but I do. I would never consider myself better than anybody else. Never. That's definitely not the case
I stick
at
up
all.
for JC.
At all, dude.
I don't see
at
that.
all.
I
You
think
just stick up for him because
Maybe
you're
you
in the
just
show with
maybe
him. I
just
think.
a dick, and he just thinks
I'm
you're
a
No,
dick.
JC's
Listen, I'm
not.
a dick.
Wait,
I am, but I'm not.
No, not you,
It's
him.
not like that though.
No, but I grew up the same way too. I have 3 older brothers. I grew up fighting, so I understand. I grew up with harsh words.
But
and
to
everything
say
like
that you thought that I was
So-
looking down on you, that makes me feel, so
I think if he's
sad.
coming off like a dick or anything like that, it's not that he is a dick or thinks he's better. I think JC, honestly, I think you're sensitive, man.
Oh,
I think you're in touch with your emotions and you like to put a wall up sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just my perception, and I care about I consider you a friend. But I think
Okay.
that's what it
Did you
is.
say-
I know
Frank,
what
did
it
you
was.
Any of this.
I know where it was. I
don't
know
like
the
it.
exact comment.
I know I'm supposed to be like, oh my god, and like kiss someone now, but no, I don't. I don't
I
want
think we
to
should,
see
You can
now.
cry.
No. This is
If
the
you want
exact
to.
comment. Actually, it was on a picture of somebody else's post, my girlfriend's post, and you said it was a picture of the 2 of us, and you said, "I'm sorry for your loss."
That is hilarious.
That was
And
not
the fact
hilarious.
that I said that
And-
kudos and points to me, that is funny.
That was
Did
not
anybody
funny.
else laugh when
That
I
was
said it?
zero
That's
funny.
funny.
No, she got so pissed she deleted your comment.
Who, Allison?
Yes, she said she does not. She's like, fine.
You guys really need to
being-
realize. I will never do something like that again. But you need to realize that's my type of humor.
Okay,
that's
so,
funny now.
so here's how you
That's
call.
how we-
Off threads. You can't take things.
First
out
off, have
our
you
threads.
seen the things that I post on Chrissy and Frank's disgusting make me gag pictures with them both in the same? Are you
That's
kidding
fine.
me?
really don't post
Chrissy's a
that many.
comic. Frank is involved with you. Allison's separate. Although she comes to the comedy things, she's still
Dude,
not a
say
comic
no more.
yet.
Dude,
Yet.
say no more. If you say it's inappropriate, I apologize for that. But please understand that's just how I get down. That was not personal.
Not personal.
I'm just saying
that
that was like
means
one of
no.
the things that started that.
But do you
And
understand
so-
where I'm coming from? That that's just how I get
I
down.
have still no idea where that was coming from because
You instruct-
I get it.
You
I think it's
instructed
funny.
me that it was inappropriate. It'll never happen again.
Never
but that's
happen
just kind of how I.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
see, it's a
And with
double
that-
standard because he makes fun of my divorce. What if I was
Oh.
what if I was upset about it?
Yeah.
You are upset about it.
What if I was upset about it? And I was like,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to get into
Turn
this, but we
around.
need desperately right now to take a break.
Damn it.
I'm really sorry. We need to hit this break.
Yeah.
And stay
Yeah,
tuned because
hit
when we
this
come
break.
back, a great friend of ours, retired New York Police NYPD homicide sergeant,
Ooh.
and now comedian Bill Cannon. is here,
Holy
guys. So
shit!
stick around, and we will be right back.
Addicted to Ink, a proud sponsor of the Zaraza Entertainment Network, is Westchester's premier tattoo, piercing, and apparel destination, offering only the finest tattoo and piercing services as well as the best atmosphere you will find. Addicted to Ink is located conveniently at 38 Westchester Avenue in White Plains, New York, right across the street from the Westchester Mall. If you got the itch for more ink, like the Zaraza boys do, get your work done right. Visit www.addictedtoinktattoos.com for more information.
Monday's got you off the wagon? Well, worry no more, because it's now officially a part of the 3-day weekend. So get on board. Come party with the Standby Gypsy, Juju the Model, and Blue Rivera every Monday night for your entertainment week in review, off-the-wall interactive segments, live performances, in-depth interviews, and the latest in sports. The Hangover Takeover is live every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on ZenLive.tv.
You're watching the Zaraza Entertainment Network on ZenLive.tv.
Welcome back, everybody. That was a really fun commercial break. Off the air, Chris and JC actually embraced, and it was really sweet.
Aw.
So they buried the hatchet, and everything's okay now for probably the next week, and then it'll be bad
We're gonna
again.
start swinging again.
Yeah.
I want a hug.
Well,
I'll give you a hug. You want me to get up and give you a
No,
hug?
I don't want your hug.
No, you're
Okay,
not.
wait,
no.
wait,
Sit down.
I'm gonna give you a hug.
Sit the fuck down.
I'm
'cause
doing it. I'm
someone,
doing it. Look, if she gets up, her boobs are gonna be on the camera. That's why I'm doing it.
You know, we're gonna ignore him
Technical shower.
because we have a really exciting guest here tonight. Mr. Bill Cannon is here, guys. How's it going, Bill?
It's going great. I'm glad to
Welcome,
be here.
man. This is the first time you're on the couch.
First time I've been here.
Ooh.
Bill
Following Chris
Cannon.
Vaccarelli here.
Hop in the couch, Jerry.
Cannon fire.
Pew, pew.
Cannon fire.
Boing, boing.
So, for those that don't know, which might be everybody or might be nobody, you were an NYPD homicide sergeant.
Right.
Damn.
Exactly.
For how many years?
Well, I did almost 27 years on the NYPD, and I was in homicide my last, 9.5.
Can't you just tell by his voice that he
And,
fucking fucks some people up?
He's got cop face. He's got cop
yeah,
voice.
Cop
Very
voice,
cop.
cop dick.
Cop attitude. Cop
You know,
Chrissy,
former-
what is cop dick?
Cop dick is like I don't know. Like it's not afraid to throw you up against a wall. That's cop dick.
So it's fun dick, is what you're saying.
I'm gonna stop.
Bill, do you have cop dick?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Unbelievable. These questions by Frank. Frank, you got some things you really have to ask yourself and consider over the next few years or whatever of your life.
Shut up.
I'm just saying, you're going. It's just it's a lot of homoerotic shit.
I think your emotions are being displaced onto me, and that's fine.
You mean projection, but okay.
Yeah.
Displaced.
Yeah. You know what I mean. So, Bill, now you teach and you're a stand-up comedian.
That's correct. I always sort of liked, telling jokes and stuff like that. And obviously, when you go to, when you investigate murder, you have to see the light side of things sometimes because there's a lot of horror in it. So, of course, you come up with macabre type jokes. You know what I mean?
Did anything crazy happen on the force that was hysterical to you, or you laughed about for years?
I just told my kids the other night. When I wasn't even in homicide, I went to a homicide where this guy with one leg shot and killed the bully on the block, and the captain showed up and he said, "What happened?" I go, "This one-legged guy shot and killed this guy." And they said, "Is any witnesses? What are they saying about it?" I said, "They're saying he don't have a leg to stand on." And the captain didn't really like that joke, but he was so unexpected that I hit him with a joke. He had to laugh.
Wait a minute. Did that really happen?
Yes, that really did. That actually really did happen.
On the scene, you told the joke.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, shit.
He was trying not to laugh. You ever see when someone's trying not to laugh?
Wait a minute. Can we just say? But isn't that the best time when jokes are that tender? Like the timing is. That's when the joke
Good
is the
for you
funniest.
doing it.
Yeah, cut through
Jesus.
tension.
Oh, that's great.
So now, was it like uncharacteristic of you at the time? Like, were you like a hard ass cop? on the job?
No, I mean I was very serious, but I also, you know, there was a lot of humor in it. Just the camaraderie of being around guys, the same guys all the time, living, sleeping, eating. Sometimes I go to work, I wouldn't come home for 3 days.
Did you shower with them a lot?
No, I didn't shower. I showered in the same showers, but not with them.
What's the point of being?
We slept in the same dorm, though.
They didn't get the cop dick. Sorry, Chrissy. That whole thing is out the window.
Goodbye, fantasy.
So while you were, on duty, you were making jokes. Did you always know that you had a sense of humor and that would be something you would be interested in
No,
pursuing?
I always saw the humor in things, and I had some talent at telling jokes. But to me, stand-up comedy is terrifying. And my wife told me, she goes, "You just substituted one adrenaline rush for another."
Yeah.
And she goes, "And that's why you're doing this." And I was like, I guess if you want to psychoanalyze me and put me on the couch, it's probably true. Because I lost that adrenaline because I didn't have the excitement of what I used to do. So maybe this is a good sort of substitute for it. Because it does terrify me to go up and do it, but I like it. It's almost like going into knocking on the door of a murderer and seeing if he's home. You get that rush.
Except you're the one that's killing. Oh!
Forensic Files.
Right, you want to be killing it, right? Exactly. You don't always kill it, though, right?
Forensic Files doesn't do it for you?
No, I can't watch cop shows on TV.
No.
Really?
No.
Why is that?
Because they're like contrived and nonsensical to me. They don't use like the real language. Everything has to be sped up so much, Like when someone's interviewed in an interrogation room, it could take 6 hours, it could take 12 hours, it could take 24 hours. They do it in 10 minutes, know. And just that dialogue is ridiculous because to get to the meat of the matter in 10 minutes is ridiculous.
Now, question about that. All those shows, they always have the people, like, not giving a shit about, like, somebody dying.
Right.
How often did you encounter that, like...
You mean other cops or civilians?
No, civilians. Like you're trying to ask somebody a question at their job or something like that to investigate something going on.
Well, that happens a lot because people don't. We all know people don't always tell the truth.
Like they carry on with their job, like they're in the meat packing, and they're just fucking.
Well, that's made for TV. The
The
guy's cutting the meat as he's talking about his friend that just got murdered.
Yeah, like.
Do you want a people burger or not?
That's made for TV stuff, but it's just like they show. And Special Victims, the guy's sitting right in the blood and the body's right behind him. Like, you obviously don't do that. There's bad things in blood. But for TV, they want the shot, so he's going to sit right on the stairs with the blood.
Yeah, it would mess up your pants.
Right.
And the other thing that always bothered me was that the cops always did, if you watch CSI, they basically do everything. Like they're investigating and everything. It's like
that makes me laugh
8
too.
different people for that
Right.
in real life.
Well, I love how the detectives order around the bosses on TV.
Oh, yeah?
There's real detective bosses, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, but the detectives are calling all the shots, on TV. And that's not really true in real life,
So why don't you make a cop show that's real deal?
Well,
He is. Wait,
making a cop show.
Let's talk about it now. Every week, is it a weekly thing now?
Well, it's actually it's going to be once a month.
Once a month, you and Mark DeMeo, who's also
Right.
another comic and a retired cop, are doing a show called Off the Cuff.
Right, exactly.
I watched the episode of you guys in Harlem. It's really entertaining.
Great.
It's a mix of information and humor and stories. It's really exciting. It's only 5 minutes long.
Unbelievable.
You saw it too?
Absolutely fantastic.
Appreciate that.
And not only that, it was shot incredibly well. I mean that beautiful set or whatever. Are you guys actually going in a cop car or no?
No, well, it's actually my own personal car. And,
Really?
the crew,
Oh,
we
wow.
got 3 cameras on us.
It
Cops
really
in
felt-
cars.
It felt
Yeah.
like
Getting
we were.
coffee.
It felt like I was.
Well, they
there
shot
with
us
you.
with a Go camera on the dashboard and 2 cameras on each side of us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
JC, I put it in the. It's actually Gypsy. It's in the Dropbox.
Oh, the video.
It's like
under Zen Live
Cops
Comedy.
Retired Edition
Yeah.
is what it feels like.
So, Bill, would you ever change the name to Cop Dick?
I'm just like the rookie in this. Mark DeMeo is the experienced comic. I think he's been doing comedy for 17 years. So
17 Mark.
yeah, so
DeMeo.
he sort of graciously took me on as his partner.
How many years have you been doing it, Bill?
15 months.
Wow.
He's talking about
So
it like
you
it's a
had an
baby.
anniversary too.
Yes.
Yeah, clap for Bill.
I wish we could have been there. I wish we could have had the same anniversary.
You didn't even
Oh,
make.
guys, let's take a look. Here's a short clip of Mark and Bill and Off the Cuff. So what's going on here, Bill?
The hole
Mark's
in the
telling
donut.
about
You know why
a
they call it the
homicide
hole
group
in
that
the
kicked
donut?
him in the
Because
leg and tried
all
to
the crimes
escape.
seem to happen
I
right
love
around
the line he uses on this.
One night crime happened here. I had a perp take off on me. And we had this kid. He was a beautiful kid, man. He was 17
I like that you have
years
information
old.
in there, like little
160 pounds, looked
101.
like a wide receiver. I was getting him in the
Topic in
car.
there?
I'm
That was the
boxing around with the door, and he kicks me in the back of the leg. So I fell down, and he broke free of my partner, and then he takes off. He took 2 strides, and he had a half a block lead on us. We were watching him disappear, and my whole career is going through my head. And my partner was chubby.
Donut eater.
Donut eater, yeah, right. He was chubby, but he was pretty fast. Thank God he went over the radio, man, because it was like God was listening to the radio. Because trust me, we weren't getting this guy.
Right.
And if this guy disappears, you know what's going to happen.
You're gonna get suspended.
I'm going to get suspended. We're going to be in the newspaper the next day. New
each
York's
other's
dumped.
sentences like
So, Bill,
So luckily he
fucking
went over the radio,
honeymooners.
1013 Central, 1013, and they wound up street crime watching was heading northbound, and then they ran into him, and the kid tripped. he tripped. They always trip. He tripped in front of the Cherry Lounge, and then he scooped him up, and they brought him back. I went out line of duty with my leg, and when I came back 6 weeks later,
Look at
they
that.
had
That's
the
so-
tape of
that's
us
so
This is really well
chasing,
done.
Yeah, it's
playing
very
on my
professional.
computer as a screensaver.
I said this could be on television. It looks like
God,
it
this
could
is
be
so well done.
a TV show.
It looks like part Good Times.
This story right here, it
Part-
says the Blue Flame.
Let's
This is a true
leave
story,
some for the
actually.
viewer's imagination.
yeah, Gypsy, let's get okay.
I responded to that job. I was just talking about the Blue Flame. These 4 guys went in there with a gun. They stuck the place up, and they started pistol whipping one of the employees. And this old guy, he was 73 years old, who owned the store, pulled out a shotgun and fired 3 blasts and killed 2 of them and shot all 4 of them.
Wow.
And it was like, we were like, whoa. So I was retelling that story.
So now, he was saying if he got away, he would be suspended.
Yeah,
Did you ever have a situation where you were almost? Did you ever get in trouble for anything crazy?
Well, one of my detectives got suspended for because he fed the prisoner. He brought food to him and he forgot to latch the door, and the guy escaped. And he lost 10 days' pay, and it actually changes your whole appointment date. So that means it changes your appointment date on when you're appointed to the job. So if you have 19 years and 51 months, you have to do an extra week because you get suspended.
Oh, wow.
It's a real negative thing. Like if you get suspended for losing a prisoner, it's sort of follows you through your career.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not good to lose a prisoner.
So you've been lucky. You never got into that.
Well, I was the boss. I almost had to fall on the sword for the detective, but the detective, to his credit, stepped up and admitted his wrongdoing. Because I had gone to the chief and said, "Look, if no one comes across, I'll take the hit." And he goes, "Whoa, you may have to fall on the sword later on." I was like, "Whoa." Not that I wanted to. I didn't want to get suspended and lose 10 days, but the detective was real stand-up, and he said it was my fault. I left the door open.
What I would like to ask, because the city is hot right now with this Black Lives Matter stuff and just everything that's been going on, Ferguson and Eric Gardner and all of this. Where do you stand as a former police officer on some of these issues? And that's kind of general. So I can be more specific if you need me to.
No, I'm just look. People have to realize there's maybe 1 million police officers across this country,
Ooh.
and they have hundreds
Fantasy
of millions
fact.
of interactions with people, and of course some of them are going to be negative. Some cops are going to do bad things. It's just like any other profession. But the other thing is when you're dealing with high-risk situations, you can make a mistake. And unfortunately, mistakes when they're out in the open and on video aren't forgivable, When a doctor botches an operation, there's no video showing you that he cut the jugular, There's no, it's not out in the open like that, but...
Yeah, you only hear about the doctors that fuck up in a surgery.
Right, but it's not on video. Everything now is out there, everything's on video, and maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, I don't know, but it shows look, that of course the most horrendous thing is the shooting that just happened in North Carolina. On almost every cop situation, I can defend the officer's actions in some way. That I don't know what to say.
That one was bad.
Right, I don't know how you defend that. You don't.
Well, no, you do. You say he shouldn't have ran.
No,
You don't get shot for running, do you?
Which is what we've heard a lot,
Yeah.
right? I mean, Gypsy, is that what we've heard? I've heard on this, even in this scenario, I have heard people on social media saying, "Why did he run?"
Ugh.
So, Bill, what do you say to that?
You don't shoot a fleeing felon, and that's the law.
An unarmed one at that, right?
This is very good.
Well,
This is
you know,
good to
for
hear.
there is like justification for deadly physical force, and the parameters are that the person fleeing is using deadly physical force against you or another, and to stop him.
Like a
then you
guy
can use-
running while he's
and
shooting.
he's ready to, like the guy who just got ran over by the car. That was beautiful.
I just saw that
The work of art.
night. Let me tell you how fucked up this mic was last night. Somehow that came up either as a joke or something, and then I had a couple guys showing me. I don't know, Chris back early. I don't know if somebody made a fucking really racial joke. We cannot repeat it. We cannot repeat it. It was, what it was.
How can you not repeat it when you bring it up?
No,
It's
really
it's-
can't?
You know what? I really think the heckler's mic is, but I think it's.
But it's
I think the
terrible.
jokes. I hate to say this, but I think the jokes that happen in that period. Does this sound bad for me to say this? Only belong in that period, and we shouldn't. Like, I would not, as bad as I am, I would not tell some of the jokes that I heard last night. And, somebody brought that up, and sure enough, this guy got clipped by a cop car. And when I saw the video, I freaked out. I was like, this is wrong. And then they had to explain to me that apparently this guy was
Shooting a rifle. Yeah.
Which... well, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and he lived. There's a way
Right.
to clip.
The
people were laughing about this last night. There's a way to clip people with a police officer with a police car, and it's okay.
I actually put a story on Facebook when I was a rookie cop. A guy snatched a purse right in front of me on a bicycle, and I could have taken him down easily with the car, but I was afraid that for a property crime I wasn't going to maim the guy. But then I asked my anti-crime sergeant, I said, how should I have taken him down? He goes, I'll show you one day. 2 weeks later, we're on West End Avenue. I see a guy come up behind this lady with a 12-inch knife, yokes her to the ground, rips off a $5,000 fur coat, and then runs north on West End Avenue. My boss took him down perfectly with the car. Hit him perfectly, slammed on the brakes. Guy hit the windshield, hit the ground, and surrendered because he was like, you guys are crazy. I give up. He was a career criminal.
Wow.
So he
hit him with the car, and he did not die.
No, he didn't die.
See, Suge Knight needed to go to your school. If Suge Knight would have just went to the school of
Had to hit a guy
hitting
with a
niggas
car.
with cars, hitting niggas with cop cars, and they still lived, then Suge Knight would not be facing these charges. But good for you, Bill. That is incredible. Wow. That's a way to clip niggas with cop cars, and they still live. That is fantastic.
He didn't even get hurt.
That's awesome. That's what I know. You gotta watch the car. You a racist motherfucker. Why don't you get back on the couch, please?
Yeah, I don't understand why you're not on the couch right now.
He doesn't want.
He's okay.
And if I can,
I don't want to sit there and criticize.
Frank, if I can just say this about Bill.
Yeah.
Bill did the hecklers thing last night and just last month, I think, as well. Was it last month or was it a couple months ago?
I think the month before we had one. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's to attribute to his police background, but something about Bill on stage for 15 months. He talks with the type of authority where it's just like, shut the fuck up and listen to this man speak. And I keep on trying to tell people who say about the heckler's mic, oh, it should only be one heckler at a time. I have seen Bill with a whole crazy fucking animalistic audience, and he shut them all the hell up, and he told his jokes, and people listened and laughed and cheered as this man walked off. Am I making this shit up? I don't want to make you
Bill
sound
is the
too...
exception, though. Absolutely, he is a monster at those heckler mics.
And he's
It's
only
amazing.
been in the game a year and 3 months. People need to take notes. That's my point. People need to
Well,
take
thank
notes.
you. You flatter me.
I hate to,
Yeah.
One interesting thing, Bill. We only got a couple more minutes. There's other people in your family that are very involved in comedy as well, and
Right.
you've been doing it for 15 months. Your nephew's been doing it for,
I guess, about 9 or 10 years.
Wow.
Really? Mike Cannon's been doing it
Yeah.
for 10 years?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Mike Cannon is he's been on MTV, been on Comedy Central. He hosts The Weed Knows, which is a weekly weed news.
Right.
Which
Just
is a
on the
weekly
nightly show, right?
He was on the nightly show last
Just
week.
did the nightly show.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a picture. I think I got a picture of him.
With Neil
We're
Neil
looking for
deGrasse
it.
Tyson?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
Mike
tell you
Patton
one
is
thing I
great.
really
So
admire.
funny. He was on the record show that I was hosting this Saturday.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
He was on the Heckler show too, and he destroyed
was
as
so
well.
There he funny. is.
It must
There's
run
Mike.
in the family.
Oh, he
it must
fucking
run.
But you know something?
killed.
I'm not even in his league. I mean, he's a pro. I'm just a new jack, you know. And he's someone that quit his job, and he's going after this balls to the wall. I would never have had the balls to do that. I swear to God.
Was he influential in your young comedy career?
No,
Did he help you?
not really. I sort of like there was years my brother and Mike's mom got divorced, so there were years where I didn't see Mike and his two sisters for like 5-6 years. So
wow.
And I had heard he was doing comedy, and in fact, when I started doing it, I ran into it. It was almost like we were strangers. And I said, "Hey, Mike, hey, Uncle Billy," you know.
How old
Did he ask you to go
how
to
old is Mike?
his bringer?
Mike's 30. I think he just turned 30.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did he ask you to come to his bringer show back in the day?
I think he actually started doing it when he was in college. Like he went to Geneseo, and he started doing stand up there. But look, to his credit, he stayed with it. And you guys all know that do it as a full time thing. It's not easy.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Was he funny back then too, or has he got? funny?
I think he's much funnier now. He's really like in the beginning. His material was more like for college audiences. I think he's morphed now more into grown-up audiences, and his material's much better.
It is exciting to watch people grow with the thing, because sometimes you do your material and you're just like, damn, am I gonna suck this much forever? Like, is this really what I'm going to be talking about for the rest of my career?
It's rough. It's rough.
So that's so good to hear that it takes 7 to 10 years.
Wow.
Before you start getting decent. That's
Guys,
wonderful.
we are out of time. Let's get through some real. Yeah, I know that this flew as always. Let's get through some fun plugs for the week, and then something really exciting for 2 weeks from now. Tomorrow night at Castle in Stamford, Connecticut. You can come out and see Dan Opp hosting it. Chris Lambert is headlining it, and a good friend who's been on our show a couple times, Sam Wishman, is there. That's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. at Castle in Stamford, Connecticut. Wednesday, you can catch Bill at Levity Live with our good friend Mark DeMeo.
Nice.
That's Wednesday, April 22nd, 7:30 p.m.
Bill, you're
I believe
opening for this guy.
I guess wherever they throw me, I just have to agree to be in that spot.
Awesome.
Kill it, dude.
I'm going to try and come out to that show.
Enjoy that green room. It has a shower.
Friday in Pleasantville, Trattoria 160, dinner and comedy, starring our friend again, Mark DeMeo, with Gino
Mark
Bisconti,
DeMeo, great.
Angela Cobb, and Jeffrey Paul. It's $55 for 4-course dinner, tax and tip all included. That's a 9 p.m. show, 7 p.m. dinner, Friday at Trattoria 160 in Pleasantville.
$55, 4 course.
Also Friday, Comics Comedy Contest at Barney McNabb's in Yonkers. Joseph Conklin is judging it. This is at 9 p.m. and it's $10. Friday, April 24th. One of those contestants wins $100 and a spot in the Noma Comedy Strip Search Tournament.
Nice.
Also Friday, Friday is busy. Chris Vaccarelli's year anniversary show.
Oh, yay.
Marissa Smith's Fashionably Funny at Broadway Comedy Club. 10 p.m. show, headlined by Gary Veeder.
Oh, he's so
And,
funny.
of course, Chris Vack is on it. Bill Cannon, you're on that one,
Yeah,
too.
I'm on that one,
Pew,
too.
pew, pew.
Holy shit.
Nice.
It's like the hat trick of shows.
Sunday, April 26th, you can catch Chrissy and JC.
Wow.
At Broadway Comedy Club. This is also Joseph Conklin's show. Headlining is Leah Bonema. Who else is on this that we all know? Jeffrey Paul, a good friend of ours too, is on that, as well as Glenn Miller, Nicole LaMonaco, and Nikki Sunshine. April 30th, guys. JC, you want to talk about this quick?
It's just gonna be one of the best shows
Ever.
Just ever. That's all.
Heckler Show, Zen Live TV, Noma Comedy, 3 Drink Minimum, all coming together at Stand Up New York for an incredible Heckler show.
Seriously, I was questioning it last night. I was just like, who the fuck is putting on shows like that?
Nobody. That's who.
I'm like the weakest.
This is like the greatest show I think I've ever been to. It's going to be that good.
It's going to be great.
April 30th. We have open mics in Westchester on Sundays at Luce's in Pleasantville, Mondays at Molly Spillane's in Mamaroneck, and now Thursdays at Beachmont Tavern in White Plains. Come out, check out some new comics, check out some old comics working on new stuff, or just come out for a good time to laugh and to drink. Guys, that's all I've got. Bill, where can people find you online?
Well, I'm on Facebook. I don't have a website yet. I'm still. I'm conflicted. I still work as a college professor, so I sort of have to.
So take your class.
Keep my life separate.
Yeah.
College professor.
Chris Vaccarelli, quick, where can people find you?
On the back of your shirt.
On the back of the shirt. You can find Chris Vac on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The rest of us, you know us all online. Do we got to plug really? No, let's. Nah. ChrissyMayer.com, JCKnowsBest.com, AboutToBeSingle.com, and you can find all of our shows at NomaComedy.com.
Yay.
Thank you very much for watching. Next week we'll be back with Craig Fox and our stalker Ryan Dalton.
Yay!
Will be here.
All right.
So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Bill, thank you. Chris
Thank you.
Vaccarelli,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah.